I am one of the old ones, the oldest, so to speak. Taxi drivers, city of Moscow. My last name is Kluev. My name is Vitaly Vasilievich. I came in a taxi. At 65. I have the driver's album in my hands. Car. This edition. It was done. Management of the motor transport vehicle. To help. For working taxi drivers. Although in fact it is a natural navigator. If you add a compass here too, you will never get lost at all. You will never get lost. Here is a map diagram. Moscow as of 62nd year. How is this album released? Here it is, the Ring Road. The so-called Moscow Ring Road. At that time it was the border. Moscow cities. Well, here it is divided into sectors on the cell, which are further highlighted and printed separately. Let's say, here's a ride. Kuntsevo. Kuntsevo in an almost continuous white spot. No Krylatskoye for you. Nothing to you. No criminal neighborhoods. Not long ago it was the city of Kuntsevo. Grandma just before the publication of this book. On this map it was Grandma's city. Wine became Moscow from the 1st of January 60. And so it was a condom, city of Lublin. Because I don't talk about Marina there. About Pachotniki, it was all stump places. Stumpy Biryulevo. What Biryulevo, what commodity? What is passenger? The cows were walking. After all, there were so many incidents with addresses at that time. They will annex some new district of Moscow. And there are some there too. There is definitely a Gorky Street. There were moments when in Moscow there were several Gorky streets. Somewhere there were Gorky's alleys, somewhere there were Luvis and Gorky, somewhere there were Gorky squares. Even in Moscow there was such a savagery. Moscow. Moscow. I'm scrolling through and now I remember the name that I already unfortunately died, which no longer exist. Village New in Potovka. Then this is the area of the current Metro Voikovskaya. And she slowly and smoothly moved there. In the Timiryazev Academy to the big academic street. Well, of course there is no village now, but that was the case. And taxi, from some basic expensive form of transport, it turned into something very quickly. Into the general available public transport. And to and from work. We went. Students went to classes. Students in some beer bar. We went to Kievskoy. It's no secret to anyone, these were mass routes. Taxi was available. Here are the museums of the exhibition. From time to Moscow. By exchange, all sorts of interesting foreign exhibitions came. There we will assume how he is. Metropolitan Museum American. People stood there in lines for almost days to get into this museum. I won't even mention it, and the world-famous Tretyakov Gallery, which, in general, still had to be found on foot. Theaters and concert halls. Hotel. Stadium. In the hospital. Children's hospitals. Maternity hospitals. Here maternity hospitals are highlighted separately. Well, how can you get married without a taxi? Both to and from the maternity hospital. But you can't go by tram with a child, although there were such cases. Not an isolated case, when the taxi itself was. Due to the necessity of the maternity hospital, we delivered a taxi driver. I have some very interesting, beautiful photos there. I like her myself. This is a 68th year cigarette. Lucky boy. Young lad. Yes, that's exactly it.